This is the WK 109-111 revocation of consent request. This form was built so that you could have a reduction in forms. I think previously people were using 4 different copies for revocation, and this kind of combines 2 copies together, and another form that combines 2 copies together. So we're going to go over what that looks like and show you the options on that in case that is one that you are interested in. For this form, it's got the lead-em selectors at the top. So depending on how many parents your student has, or if you want to notify the student themselves, you can check the boxes at the top. This reminds you here of the prompt. Once you click save, it will populate the selections that you checked. So you can see lead-em 1 is George and Winifred Barnes. Lead-em 2 is listed here as Brian Simpson. And then it shows the student name here. So if you want to address it specifically to the student, that is included in this. If you only want to make it for one contact, you click save, and that's how that functions. So it will populate whichever that you choose. So when we come to this form, revocation of consent, there are 2 options. You may choose the revocation for all special ed services and related services and placement, or if someone is just doing a revocation for one particular service or a set of services and not all of them. So when you check that box, it will put that title in there for you when you go to print. You enter the date. The date is the date field. Pretty simple here. Effective. You can put in the date, the person's name, and then if, let's say this, we said this was all services, so I'm going to click on all and hit save. When I do that, you can see that the form down here populates a written statement for revocation of all services. So if I were to click that I want revocation for just a particular service, and I click on save, it's going to populate the other option that looks a little bit different because it still has the same blanks up here, but it says we're revoking for the following. And so then you have the option to type in what it is specifically that's being revoked. And then the text at the bottom is a little bit different based on the fact that they're not revoking everything. So you list in your school representative and then determine here if this does or does not reflect the team's decision that this is required or not required for FAPE. So you have that option here. On both forms, the electronic signature option is available, and it's got the date over here. At the bottom, there is an option where you can click the parent rights. So it's kind of a reminder to providers at the last ditch effort, if you haven't provided them, there it is right there. And then again, if you have that in the parent portal, it can be sent to them, they can accept, they can do the electronic signature and have those things in there. So let me change it to the other one here for all. I'm going to click on save. And then you can see here, it's got the signature line also in the date, but then, like I said, the text is different. So the reason this form was designed this way is to reduce the number of forms that you have to go to and the confusion on which one you're supposed to fill out. We do recommend that this is not a form you give to everyone. Typically people provide it to administrators or school psychologists, but that's basic gist of how you use this form.